Hello everyone, my name is Matthew, and this is Learn the Lingo. Welcome back to Hebrew Basics, a series where we learn the essentials of Hebrew grammar. Today, we are going to be doing a practice and review of everything we've learned from lessons 65 to 68 in this series. Throughout these past 4 lessons, we've been learning roots that are used in the Hiphil binyan, specifically, roots that have irregular Hiphil verbs. The root tsari lamed chet makes the verb lahatzliach in the Hiphil binyan, which means to succeed. Roots whose last letter is ayin or chet will add a patach under that letter if it is the last letter in the word. Let's use this verb to say, he will succeed. He is hu. The verb will succeed is in the future tense in the Hiphil binyan, and from the root tsari lamed chet. Its subject is hu, he, which means that it will begin with a yod prefix. In the Hiphil, this prefix has a patach, and is followed by the root letters with a shva and hirik with yod. And since the last letter of the word is chet, we must add a patach under it to make yatzliach, he will succeed. Hu yatzliach, he will succeed. Hu yatzliach. For a while, we've known that we can put the root resh aleph hey in the kal binyan to make the verb lirot, to see. This root can also be used in the causative Hiphil binyan, where it will mean to cause to see, or to show. This verb is laharot. Just like the kal, in the Hiphil, roots that end with hey will replace their last vowel, in this case the e, and the last root letter hey, with a vav with cholam and a tav. Laharot. In fact, roots ending with hey have the same irregularities in the kal and the Hiphil in all the different tenses. Let's say, she is showing me the kitchen. She is he, and the verb shows is the root resh aleph hey in the Hiphil binyan in the present tense. The masculine singular form of this present tense is mar'eh, which has the eh ending, used with the masculine singular form of the present tense, with roots ending with hey. The subject of this verb is he, she, so we need to put this verb in feminine singular form. To do this, we take off the eh ending and add the feminine singular ah ending. Me is li, literally to me, and the kitchen is ha-mitbach. Ha-mitbach is the definite direct object of the verb mar'ah, so the preposition et goes before it. That makes hi mar'ah li et ha-mitbach. She is showing me the kitchen. Hi mar'ah li et ha-mitbach. Let's also say, I showed them beds. I showed will again be from the root resh aleph hey, and in the causative Hiphil binyan. The tense is past, and the subject is I. The most basic form of this past tense is hir'ah, he showed. To say I showed, we take off the ah from hir'ah and replace it with e before adding the t ending that shows that the tense is past and the subject is I. Hir'iti, I showed. Them is lahem, again literally to them, and bed, singular, is mita. To make the plural beds, we take off the a ending and add the plural ending ot, mitot. Hir'iti lahem mitot. I showed them beds. Hir'iti lahem mitot. The root bet vav aleph in the kal binyan makes the verb lavo, to come. In the causative Hiphil binyan, it makes the verb lahavi, which means to cause to come, or to bring. This root is hollow because its second root letter vav acts as a vowel instead of a consonant. When Hiphil verbs are formed from hollow roots, this second root letter always disappears, leaving us with the first root letter, hirik with yod, and third root letter. Also, in the infinitive, future tense, and imperative, the vowel on the prefix before the root letters will be a kamatz instead of a patach, as in lahavi, to bring. Let's say you need to bring it talking to a group of men. You need, in masculine plural form, is atem tzarichim. To bring is lahavi, and it, as the definite direct object of the verb, is et ze. Atem tzarichim lahavi et ze. You need to bring it. Atem tzarichim lahavi et ze. Let's also say, they are bringing soup. They can be the masculine hem, and are bringing will be the masculine plural form of the Hiphil present tense from the root bet vav aleph. The masculine singular form of this present tense is mevi, which again does not have the second root letter vav, and on the mem prefix has a tsere instead of the usual patach. We can take this verb mevi, shorten that tsere to a shva, and add im to make maviim, are bringing, in masculine plural form. Soup is marak. Hem maviim marak. They are bringing soup. Hem maviim marak. Let's ask the question, did you bring the tea, to a man. The verb did you bring will be from the root bet vav aleph in the Hiphil binyan. It is in the past tense, and its subject is ata, you masculine singular. The verb hevi, he brought, is the simplest form of this past tense. Because it is a hollow root, its second root letter vav is missing, and it has a tsere on its he prefix. To make the ata, you masculine singular, form of the past tense, we would usually change the hirik and yod to a patach. But because of the third root letter aleph, we will change it to a tsere instead, and then add the ending ta. Heveta, you brought masculine singular, or as a question, did you bring? The tea, as the definite direct object of the verb, is et hate. Heveta et hate. Did you bring the tea? Heveta et hate. The four guttural letters in Hebrew are aleph, ayin, chet, and he. When one of these letters is the first letter in a root, verbs made from that root will often be irregular, including in the Hiphil. The root aleph kaf lamed in the kal makes the verb le'echul, to eat, and the root chet zayin resh makes the verb lachzor in the kal, which means to return or to come back. Both of these roots are also used in the Hiphil. Aleph kaf lamed makes the verb laha'achil, to cause to eat, that is, to feed, and chet zayin resh makes lahachzir, which means to cause to come back, that is, to return something. The guttural letters aleph and ayin can almost never have a shva, so in the Hiphil infinitive, imperative, present, and future, we will replace the shva on those letters with a patach shva. For example, laha'achil. Letters like he and chet can have a shva if they are the second letter in a syllable, as they are in these Hiphil verbs. So we can say lahachzir or lachachazir, with a shva or a patach shva on that first root letter chet. Let's say we will feed the dogs. This will be a Hiphil verb from the root aleph kaf lamed. It's in the future tense, and its subject is we. That means it will start with a nun prefix with a patach, which would usually be followed by the root letters with a shva and hirik with yod. But because the first root letter is aleph, instead of having a shva on that letter, we will have a patach shva. Na'achil, we will feed. The dogs, as the definite direct object of the verb, is et haklavim. Na'achil et haklavim. We will feed the dogs. Na'achil et haklavim. Hiphil past tense verbs from roots whose first letter is a guttural will have irregular vowels. Let's see an example with the sentence, they returned the plate. We'll start with the verb they returned. In this sentence, they themselves are not returning, but they are returning something else, the plate. That means this verb will be from the root chet zayin resh in the causative Hiphil binyan. Let's start out by making the simplest form of this past tense, he returned. If this was a regular verb, this would be he chzir, with a hirik on the he prefix, and a schwa on the first root letter chet. However, because the first root letter is a guttural, that hirik on the hey will change to a segol. The chet can keep it schwa, chekzir, or it can change it to a segol schwa, hechezir. I'll go with chekzir. To make the they form of the past tense, we just add u to this hu, he form. Chekziru, they returned. The plate, as the definite direct object of the verb, is et hatzalachat. Chekziru et hatzalachat. They returned the plate. Chekziru et hatzalachat. The final kind of irregular Hiphil verb we've learned are those from roots whose first letter is yod. The root yod dalet ain can be used in the kal binyan, where it will also be irregular, lada'at, which means to know. When this root is used in the Hiphil, it will have a meaning of causing to know. That means announcing, notifying, informing, making known, etc. Let's make this infinitive, to inform. This will begin with a lamed with schwa, that means to, followed by the hey prefix used in Hiphil infinitives. Usually this hey would have a patach, but because the first root letter is yod, that yod will change into a vav that acts as an o vowel. And that will be the vowel that comes after the hey. That means we won't have the first root letter yod acting as a consonant. And we'll move on to the second root letter dalet with a hirik and yod, and the third root letter ein, which will need a patach since it's the last letter of the word. Lahodia, to inform. Let's use this verb in the sentence. She informed them. She is he, and the verb she informed will be from the root yod dalet ein in the Hiphil binyan in the past tense with the subject she. The simplest form of the past tense is he informed, which is hodia. Again, with the yod changed to a vav with cholam. To make the he, she form of the past tense, we just add an a ending. Hodia, she informed. The object of the verb lahodia will come after the preposition la. This object is them. And let's say this them is a group of women. That will be the suffix hen on the preposition la. He hodia lahen, she informed them. He hodia lahen. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. And if you want to learn more Hebrew, please consider subscribing to my channel and checking out some of my other videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.